Hello people, David here, and I am going to be reading a school story as I've seen Ethan doing it. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to know about these stories and we're going to find out what happens. So here we go. He wrote them up in episodes. So here's the fifth one right here, some of the things. Now, here we go with this first one. We have a student at a school in California was very excited about the airsoft BB gun that he bought with money earned from a part-time job. Okay, so he had some kind of part-time job and he was a good working person, and he decided to have a BB gun. So what's gonna happen? The student was so excited that he took a picture of the BB gun so that the student could show the digital image to friends. Okay, so he's showing his friends. That's like something else there. And then but it was a big mistake. So yeah, big mistake there. One of the teachers, who was an anti-gun activist, confiscated the camera and paged through it with another teacher. The teacher goes through it and pages it. Then the teacher asked the student in front of other classmates, "Do you have any animosity toward your classmates?" The other question was, "Are you angry at anyone at school?" Who knows if this kid's angry, teacher? Why are you explaining something like that? Why are you asking a kid questions like that? How would you know if he's angry at anybody at the school? Explain that. And despite the school's fear that it had a potential psychopath on its hands, administrators never bothered to reach the student's parents to express concerns. Apparently, it was enough just to humiliate the student. What? What the hell? Why the fuck do you think that this kid's a psychopath? That's bullshit. He has a BB gun. He has an airsoft BB gun, and you think he's a psychopath? What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, do you think it's funny? Yeah, you humiliated him, alright? And you never contacted his parents, which is a bad part to the kid. At least they'd show him some. But really, school, do you have to think he's a psychopath? That's freaking crisis right there. And then the other one below that. At a high school in Arizona, a freshman student got a 3-day suspension because he had a picture of a gun as the wallpaper for his laptop. Because of it being a wallpaper? He's not trying to offend anybody. He's just having a wallpaper. That's all he picked. He has a fucking wallpaper. That's bullshit. And it was a school-issued laptop, so that's something else. The student was planning a military career, but some would say that there's no guarantee that the military will respect rather than revile a young man who admires the look of an elegant weapon. So because of that, you gave him a suspension because he had a gun as his laptop background, as his wallpaper. And then on the back, there's 3 little stories, or 4 maybe, I don't know. A 7-year-old student at a school in Colorado was suspended from school after the student was entertaining himself by throwing an imaginary grenade at a box that was people with equally imaginary bad guys. Now there's where you could think this kid's a psycho, because he's thinking of throwing an imaginary grenade at a box, and with some weapons and everything. And according to the spokesperson, the student broke the school's rigged rule against pretend weapons and pretend fighting. He's not pretend fighting. He's just playing. Are you out of your mind? He's not even pretend fighting. He's just playing. And you call that pretend fighting? Bullshit. One assumes that those activities take the children's attention away from the pretend learning. Pretend learning? There's none of that involved in this. Seriously. Next, 2 6-year-olds at a school in Maryland were suspended for 1 day. During recess, they pointed their fingers at each other while playing cops and robbers. Wow, because they were playing a freaking pretend game of cops and robbers, you decided to give them a suspension? What has gotten into your mind there? Seriously, some school people have weird stuff against kids like that. They're just playing around. They didn't do anything bad. It's not like they have an actual gun. And yet you suspend them for playing? Oh god, here's a weird one right here. A 10-year-old student at a school in Tennessee learned a hard way of shaping food into a gun. It's because food. Why are some of the people suspending kids for freaking weird reasons such as that? The student was punished with social isolation at lunchtime. Nashville's News 2 investigates reported it was a half-eaten slice of pizza that vaguely looked like a gun. Yeah, the kid knew it should have been a problem should have been like something to shape food into a gun, but at least tell the kid not to do that and don't go and suspend him. And the student picked it up and pretended to fire shots into the air. And then they were terrified by the danger the pizza posed, and they immediately punished the students. Why punish all the students? What the hell has gotten into you? You punished all of them for that? You don't get just the one guy. You punished all the students for that. I can't believe what you've done. You, suspended kids like that for no reason. And I'm pissed at this stuff you're looking at here. You do not go and suspend somebody for freaking weird stuff like that. It's not even a real gun he had. And you want to do it like that? Dang. Well, that's it with that there. There may be more next time.